as you must know. But I've got just 15 minutes here to deliver this. And one thing I always promise my listeners, my students, my participants is that if you can practice just 10% of what I'm going to teach you here, you are not going to have any competition. Are you ready for that? Would you like to learn how to make money on the internet? Would you like to learn how to make money in dollars? All right, so let's go. Today's topic, very practical. I will do my best to keep to time. 5 borderless business models. How to create a global digital business empire regardless of your location. Now, last night I held a training, night school. Anybody was on there? Night school students? Awesome. One of the things I taught was that at this time where the dollar to naira conversion is very high, not everybody is crying. Some people are, but not everybody. I have always taught since 2018, all right? I said certain things in 2018 that, well, some people thought I was being pessimistic. But as at 2018, people said, oh, things are bad. And I made a very bold statement. I told them it will not get better, right? And because of that, there are certain critical skills that every Nigerian youth must have in order to prepare for what is coming, all right? It's not necessarily a message of doom. It's so that you can be prepared. There are certain ways you can make yourself anti-fragile. There are some business models that you can start to learn now and practice. And in the next 3 to 6 months, you'll be able to create an income for yourself no matter where you live. And so that's where I came up with 5 borderless business models. I started out this whole journey in 2013. And there's something about me that I want to say that you should take with a pinch of salt. Do not celebrate it. All right? And that is that very early, I came to realize something about my unique personality. Don't celebrate it, oh, please. And that is that I am chronically unemployable. So I said don't celebrate it. Because else when I do start shouting, woo! Calm down. It's not necessarily a good thing. I'm saying that from a point of deep self-awareness. That's one thing. The second thing is I have very big eye. Right? You know what that means in colloquial Nigerian English. When you have very big eye. How can you be unemployable and have big eye? All right? It was a very confusing state for me. But in 2013, I saw a book, somehow by accident. The book is called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. All right? When I read that book, I was shouting. I said, yes, I knew it. This lifestyle that I've envisioned, it's possible. I knew I was not mad. But in 2013, I was based in Benin City, not even Lagos, Benin City. And there was nobody around me that was doing these things. So I was really confused until I saw that book. All right? So it gave me direction to figure out how money was made online. All right? So these are the things that I've been practicing since 2013. It's about a decade now that have enabled me to live a life of complete freedom. And these are things that you can do even now from Owerri, wherever you live. So let's go. First of all, because this is going to be really rushed. Wow, okay. I didn't know that they had created a very fantastic video presentation. So these slides are going to be unnecessary. Let me just skip to the good part. I was already happy myself in my presentation because I didn't know you guys knew these things before. So just wait. Let's go. All right, so if you want to get my slides, that's the URL. I know that time is fast spent. Take a snapshot of the screen if you need it. You can get this entire slide presentation for free. Go to this URL, okay? Got it? Can I clean the board? Can I wipe the board? Yes? Okay, let's go. Okay, this. Okay, first of all, let me make a sort of an outrageous statement. And that is this. The ideas talking about online marketing, internet money. The ideas of a first world native are by nature crafted to be 100 times more powerful than the ideas of a third world native. If you know what I mean by third world means countries like Nigeria, developing nations. First world means US, Canada, and so on and so forth. The ideas of a first world native are naturally going to be 100 times more powerful than that of a Nigerian native. Why? It is in the paradigms. How we see the internet in Nigeria is different from the way the American sees the internet. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, it is not you that will give it meaning. You go and ask the person that made it, what did you make this thing for? What do you see in this thing? What is the purpose of this thing? All right? So how does the third world native see the internet? How does the Nigerian see the internet that puts the Nigerian at a disadvantage? How? The Nigerian sees it like a bottle of water. What is it about the bottle of water? You see the internet as an exhaustible resource. You see the internet as something that can finish. So you are the one that knows what 50 MB means. The American does not know what that means. Yeah? They just know that the Wi-Fi is working. But you, the Nigerian, you're watching a webinar that's teaching you something that will save your life, but you are partly 10. My data will soon finish. My data will soon finish. I do live classes every Friday on my YouTube channel. Sometimes you see some comments, hey, oh, someone should please help me. My data will soon finish. Right? So the Nigerian knows what is 2 gig. You are measuring it. The American does not measure it. So where you see it as a bottle of water that can finish, so when we talk about grandiose ideas, AI, VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, how do you want to even practice it and play in that field when you can't even watch a YouTube video to learn for 5 minutes? That puts you at a disadvantage. So how does the American see the internet? What is the first world paradigm? How does the American see the internet? All right? He sees it also like water, but a different kind of water. He sees it as an ocean. It is not to drink. You don't finish it. It is a transport. And on that ocean, on that body of water, you can transport goods and services and people. When you watch a webinar, that's somebody being transported on the ocean of the internet into your homes, into your living rooms, into your bedrooms. So you have to see the internet as an ocean. What I mean is, you have to find a way to get unlimited internet. Once you do that, it will unlock your mind to the possibilities of what you can explore. When the Nigerian goes on the internet and starts practicing for 5 minutes, data finishes, he's done. The American can go on for days. In order to equalize that balance of power, you must find a way to get unlimited internet access at whatever cost. If it means going to register at a hub, I'm sure they have some hubs here in Owerri, figure that out, all right? That is one way to equalize it. Okay, I like this shot from the movie Taken. There's that part where he goes, I have a unique set of skills, right? Remember that scene? Skills I have gathered over a long career, right? I like that scene because that's like me, all right? And this should be you. There are specific skills you need in order to succeed with these business models. Take notes, take screenshots, snapshots real quick. Number one, global banking and payments. I know that most of you will have never heard of this thing before as a critical skill. Listen to me and listen good. I'm not talking to bankers or high net worth individuals right now. I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you that this thing is what you must have. Do you want to suffer? Do you want to suffer? So pay attention. But global banking and payments. It annoys me so much when a Nigerian living in the poverty capital of the world, you are learning something on the internet, they are teaching you something, and they recommend a tool. Let me use MailChimp, for example. And somebody is commenting, how do I pay? It's not accepting my card at your age. I have this thought and this philosophy. It's a bit ferocious. And that is that, listen, if you were born in Nigeria, you were born in fire. As a young Nigerian, you should be the smartest in the world. You should be the fastest to adopt technology. You should be the most diligent. It's one of the things that moved me. You were born here with all the disadvantages, and how do I pay my card? I went to my bank. They say that it's not working. I don't know. I can't pay. That's not very smart, all right? So figure out global banking and payments. What does that mean? Global banking and payments. I'm going to talk about some other things ahead, but when you do certain things online and you want to get paid, they will not pay it to your domiciliary account. As a matter of fact, if you are presenting yourself as a Nigerian on the internet, you are at a serious disadvantage. Nobody will listen to you. They will not pay you. Once they just see Nigeria, they just send you an email, sorry, we do not serve your region. Nobody wants to agree they are racist, so they have very nice grammatical ways of putting that. All right? So in order to do this, you must be able to show up as an American. And there are legal ways of doing this. Please, legal ways of doing this. All right? Now, I wish I had time, I don't. It is very easy. All right? Most people don't know this. You can set up an American company from Nigeria without ever leaving Nigeria. It's very possible. Some of you will be able to do it. It's within your reach. Some of you, maybe not. The only thing is financial. It costs between 2 to 300,000 naira. If you can afford to make that happen, that can be one of the best investments you will ever make. Because that will once again bring down one of the barriers that makes the American better than you. Once you can solve your payments problems such that you can receive money easily from first world countries, balance. Listen, I don't have time. I may not go through the whole slides, but you guys can download it. So let me just use the remaining time that we have here. So there's something I call the third world fence. All right, the third world fence. I was invited to speak in Brazil in 2018, and it was the experience surrounding my trip there. I mean, before I had been traveling for leisure, but when I was traveling that time for a speaking engagement, I was able to see certain things that I had not seen before. And I saw, well, I don't know if it's prudent to call it an injustice, but I saw a situation, let's call it a situation, right? Where it looks to me like third world countries are being taxed for being third world. And I'll explain. Mark Zuckerberg can be in the United States, create Facebook ads, create his products, and from where he is, he can receive your money, yes? Google can create Google Drive, and from where they are, they can receive your money, yes? Spotify, they can do the same thing, yes? Why is it so hard for you to be here and receive their money? Because right now, the American can't pay you. They can't. You have to look for workarounds. Workarounds. You are trying to do, can I use a Payoneer? How do I get my Payoneer card? Can I use a Gig Pay? There's one new one now. It's called the Gig Pay. Let's use the Gig Pay. Oh, they're not answering me. Customer service. It is so hard for a third world native, especially a Nigerian, to receive money from the first world. But it is so easy for them to receive your money. Microsoft to come open a Nigerian office. Facebook, the same thing. They are smart. Can't hate the game. Do I blame your leaders? I don't know. You figure that out. But you can't dwell on those problems. In order for you to stand out, you have to equalize that. It will cost you more. I'm sorry, you were born in Nigeria. Deal with it. It will cost you more. Pay that cost. You saw my citation, very beautiful. One of the things people tell me a lot when they hear my citation and I come up and I'm looking so young and, right, they're like, you've done all. I had to have a particular mindset. I could not complain and say, I was born in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. Why are they not allowing me? Somebody once told me that, I tried to sign up in this website you told us. They said they don't accept Nigerians. And so, can you see number 2? What's number 2 there? Every Nigerian should have a VPN. Stop fooling yourself. I tried it, it's not working from my area. And so, you are in Nigeria and you should know these things. You can eat food, yes. You drink water, yes. Yes. You breathe air, don't you? You should know what a VPN is. Don't be lazy, all right? Number 3 is what? Outsourcing. All right, and by the way, global banking and payments. There's some Nigerian companies that do it very easily. One of them is Go Nomad. Go to their website, very good friends of mine, gonomad.africa. Go check them out. They do it very well, and it's very well subsidized, okay? It's totally legal, all right? They will register a business, a US business for you in the state of Wyoming, where the tax is very minimal, very negligible. If you're somebody who is making good money online, whatever they're charging for tax will be very negligible. About $100 a year or so. There is very little. Don't worry about it. But once they open that business account for you, once they register a US business for you, an LLC, all right? Once they do that, they'll open a US bank account for you that you can operate with online banking. You don't need to be in the US. They'll send you your credentials and everything, it's safe. Now, on that your US bank account, you are going to have debit cards that you can use to pay for anything online. So it should never be a problem. So once you have that, then you are legally allowed to open a Stripe account, free. All right? You are also legally allowed to open a PayPal account, free, US PayPal account. All you have to do is once you open a US business, they'll give you what they call an EIN. EIN means your employer identification number. Once you have that, there is no platform that will refuse you. No platform. You can now open a Stripe account and be able to receive money in dollars. It will get into your US bank account. That US bank account has debit cards, physical ones, virtual ones, all right? And the money on US bank accounts can easily be converted to Naira, very easily. So that is how we get past that. Number 2, unlocking access. Number 3, outsourcing. Listen, these skills are not for techies. It is for you. Everybody must learn how to outsource. Everybody. What do I mean by outsourcing? There is a business model further on in my presentation. You guys should download the slides and have it all. I won't go into it. Let me just finish on this slide, all right? There's a business model that we call services arbitrage that some students of mine have been using to make thousands of dollars. Naira is expensive, and unfortunately, they are celebrating. Unfortunately, because in dollars. How do they do it? On one hand, they are able to get certain services that are in demand globally. Translation services, copywriting services, web design services, all kinds of services online that they don't have the skills to deliver. And that's fine. What do? Using the outsourcing model, they are able to outsource these jobs to people who can do the jobs, not only in Nigeria, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India. Why do I mention these countries? Because labor is ridiculously cheap in these countries. Come on, be smart, right? So what do? You come to this guy in America or some other countries, they pay you something like $2,000 to design a website. From that $2,000, you take like $200, $250, pay the Pakistani, he does it perfectly, delivers the job, you submit it, you get paid. Easy as that. Everybody needs to know how this works. You can also use it locally in Nigeria. I sold a program in 2018 some time ago called the six-figure consultant blueprint. And that is how to deliver on these skills without having these skills. You are simply a highly paid middleman because you know how to go to these websites, Fiverr, Freelancer, and Upwork. My favorite one is Freelancer. Freelancer.com has made me so much money. They accept Nigerians. Amen? The next one is artificial intelligence. What do I mean by artificial intelligence? Everybody should at least, I don't want to go deeply into AI. You've attended my programs on AI. Everybody here has to be able to use ChatGPT. You have to be able to use ChatGPT to prompt it to give you what you want. Spend some time on YouTube or spend some time on some of my free YouTube videos where I've taught how to use AI. AI can make you a ton of money. Unfortunately, I can't go into detail. The last one here is online advertising and email marketing. When I was having my session earlier on, I told you guys, if between now and December, you can sit down in one place. I keep saying this thing because there is a spirit of indiscipline disturbing Nigerian youths. It's not your leaders right now in this particular context. It's a spirit of indiscipline. Your attention spans are very terrible. Very terrible. And it is costing you. You guys are young right now. There are things that you are able to do now that you are young, that once this window passes you by, it is gone forever. I promise you. And at that time, somebody's going to sell you a dream of redemption, that all the years that the cankerworm has eaten, God will restore. He will not restore anything. It is written in the book of Lamentations, it is good for a man to bear his yoke. When? When he is young. So this is the time of your life. Listen, I'm in my 30s, and even though Nigerians don't like to agree that they are enjoying, you know when you tell a Nigerian, oh boy, they enjoy you, be like, I beg you, which enjoyment? Because you know you want to tax, you want to build me, so I have to, I beg you, right? I'm in my 30s, and I'm having the time of my life. I'm living my dream. But wait, don't celebrate it. Why? I worked like hell in my 20s. I had no social life. Mr. Paul was speaking earlier on about the illusion of work-life balance. I had no balance. My life was a triangle. House, office, church. House, office, church. Oh, John Obidi, you are so boring. I said, that's okay. We'll compare notes in 10 years. Well, 10 years went by so fast, man, and here we are. So please, bear your yoke. What am I saying? Sit your ass down and learn. Stop running around to places that will not profit you. And the running around sometimes is not even physical, it's online. On those blogs, on those websites, what the hell are you doing? Something is trending on Twitter. You are going to type, my opinion is that your broke opinion. Who wants to know? So I see this and I'm like, thank you. Gotta go. Time is up, right? You know, see, listen. One thing you've got to learn about life is that consequence is not evenly distributed. The foolishness you are exhibiting, somebody else can exhibit that same foolishness and be okay. Somebody whose father has money, no matter his level of nuisance, there's some things in life he or she will be insulated from. Me, right from my youth, I've told myself, your papa no get, your mama no get. You better have sense. And some of you are in that position. Whenever somebody says, hey, where did it happen? I pity for you. All right? So please, try your best. Learn. I told you guys earlier on, Google Skill Shop will teach you for free how to advertise with Google. Advertising is a superpower. Facebook, Blueprint, now called Meta Blueprint. They will teach you for free. Facebook itself is teaching you for free how to use their advertising product. And if you have the money, like $99 or so, they will certify you. They'll give you a certificate. It's called Facebook Certified Digital Marketing Associate. You have bragging rights. You take that to companies. They will give you jobs. All right? Figure that out. And then lastly, email marketing. When you can combine online advertising with email marketing and you can master those things, they will print money for you out of thin air. So now you have the borderless business skills. Let me run through and recite the remaining slides. So I'm going to show you 5 business models that these skills I mentioned will help you set up and monetize. You will print money out of thin air. Number 1, affiliate marketing. Get the slides, you'll get everything. Number 2, skills arbitrage. I just explained it briefly. Number 3, information marketing. This one, you can buy the rights to other people's products legally and resell them as your own. For those of you that don't want to create your own products, very possible using that platform I put out there. Number 4, faceless content creation. So if you want to put out videos on YouTube and make money on YouTube without showing your face, it's possible with AI using these tools. Get the slides. Number 5, you. This is the last one. You. What is the blueprint? Become a trusted authority and serve the world with your talent. In 2020, I told one of my mentors that I think I need to go to business school to brush up my skills. I told her I need to go to maybe Lagos Business School, to brush up. And she looked at me and said, she was disgusted. She said, with what you know, you should be teaching them. I was like, really? I thought I had to be older. She was laughing. That same year, I was invited by Lagos Business School to come and start teaching. Today, I teach at Lagos Business School. You can celebrate that, yeah? It is good for a man to bear his yoke when? So this is the best business model of all. Becoming a trusted authority and serving the world with your talents. I started here in Nigeria. I know when you look at me, you can come to different assumptions. Thank God I don't look like where I'm coming from. I'm from Ibuzo, Delta State. All right? When I saw the airport for the first time, domestic, not international, for the first time, I was the ripe old age of 28 years old. Before I saw any manner of airport. All right? It was even a speaking engagement in Benin. They invited me, and I went. After we came back to Lagos, I said, hey, John Obidi, you will never travel by road again. Because all I knew was hustle up to that point, right? I knew how to get from Benin to Lagos. You enter God is good motors, front seats. Huh? You go to ride, you go reach your you come out, you stretch, right? You buy bread. Driver will be honey. Oh yeah, make it go. You hurry, your meat, they're still drawing the meat. You're running to the bus, you get in. You continue to reach Lagos. This one, the father meets week in Benin. I was wow. And by the time we landed, I said, hey, John Obidi, you will never go by road again. I didn't have the money, but I said, hey, John, you will never. And I began to scheme. I began to plot. I began to plan. And my skills, my talents have taken me to places I would never have imagined. So even though I've given you business models that you can do from the comfort of your home, nothing will pay you and your generation more than becoming a trusted authority and serving the world with your skills. I'm so happy. So happy that for the longest time, I mean now, you know what that's, for the longest time, I was probably the first Obidi some of you ever knew. For the longest time, I mean now, maybe there are a couple of you, I know. Yeah, but for the longest time, I was the first one you ever knew, yes? But that's because I put myself out there. I was determined to get it, all right? So in closing, we're going. Come on, Styles, get on my side. Get on my side, man, come on. All right, one saying I always like to emphasize, the internet is the closest thing man has come to becoming omnipresent. Use what you have, for what you have is plenty. Get the slides here. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, guys. I trust you had an awesome time. I mean, we had John Obidi speak to us on our day 4, right? And we had awesome. I mean, I learned a whole lot. I don't know if you did. Speaking on building thriving ecosystems for business success in Nigeria, across Africa, and the world. All right, so it's one of the major things that he pointed out, and I believe you learned a whole lot from it. I did. I can't emphasize enough on what I actually learned, right? A few summary on what we had today, right? We talked on power of collaborating, smart networking, okay, smart networking, and then bridging the gap in as a third world nation, bridging the gap in the first world, being able to use. I mean, because we're talking about making money, you have to look at where your customer base is, right? Where you get to make the most money, and then how you want to get across to these guys so they pay you. You mentioned things like you're getting registered in the US and the rest, many things you need to go through the video again so you can learn. It's going to be awesome. You also learn the power of collaboration, how he was able to scale without necessarily moving physically. So this Japa syndrome is not necessary. It's not a necessity as long as you're able to fix these issues, and how you can apply these lessons to build a global business from Africa, right? You don't necessarily need to leave. As long as you have the idea, you're able to build it, learn how to sell, learn how to advertise, right? You build that business and then build it so strong that, I mean, you nobody sees your back, literally. Okay, so I said I want to appreciate Obidi for being on the call with us. although not physically, obviously. I mean, it was a recording from SMFest 2023. It's been 2 years already. I also want to thank you for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. And finally, I want to make this announcement. This is the first, I've said this before, this is the first phase of the Avantage Innovators Challenge. Okay. It's the first phase where you learn how to start your own business, validate your ideas, and prepare yourself for the pitch competition. Okay. The pitch competition is designed to fund aspiring business owners, all right, and entrepreneurs who have business ideas, viable business ideas. All right, we're going to be funding about 100 people, right, with as much as 10 million naira. It's dependent on how well you're able to pitch to us and then offer value. Okay, so this pitch competition is probably going to be starting by the end of the boot camp. So you need to sit back and learn all you need to know about running your own business, because you need that in the next phase. Okay, so stick around, invite a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. You have the WhatsApp link and every other thing in our description. So join in and sit back. I wish you an awesome weekend. Enjoy your week, and then we'll meet back on Monday. Thank you so much for being on the call. Peace.